I'm going to do you guys a little John party. So if you like it, please give it a like, share, subscribe. And without further ado, a little head over boots. I want to sweep you off your feet tonight. I want to love you and hold you tight. Spin you around on some old dance floor. Act like we never met before for fun. Cause you're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you could be my queen. You're the rock in my road, the good for my soul, it's true. I'm head over boots for you. The way you sparkle like a diamond ring. Maybe one day we can make it a thing. Test time and grow old together. Sit in our chairs and talk about the weather, yeah. So bring it on in with an angel kiss. Put that feel good on my lips. Cause you're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you could be my queen. You're the rock in my road, you're good for my soul, it's true. I'm head over boots for you. Well, I'm here to pick you up, and I hope I won't let you down. No, cause you're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you could be my queen. You're the rock in my road, good for my soul, it's true. I'm head over boots for you. You're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you could be my queen. You're the rock in my road, the good for my soul, it's true. I'm head over boots for you. I want to sweep you off your feet tonight. I want to love you and hold you tight. Spin you around on some old dance floor. Thank you guys so much, little John party.
Hello everybody, welcome to It Matters Radio. This is our special Sunday guest interview. And if you've been here before, you know that Carrie Hall always joins me, and she actually handles most of the interview, though I can't help myself. I do pipe in often. And one more thing, if you love the interview and you love our guest today, I just want you to know that you can share it with other people after the live stream's over by going to It Matters Radio. That's It Matters Radio on YouTube, and you'll see the musical guest interview playlist, and you can share it from there. Okay, with that said, Carrie, could you please introduce our guest for today?
I certainly am delighted to introduce to our viewers Cole Sitzlar. He's a young man starting out in the business, a great country singer, writer, promising career. Hi and welcome.
Hello, glad to be here, honored.
Thank you. We are so delighted, Cole. I want to start back a few years ago. Let's go back to, how did you get started in the music business? What drew you to what you do?
Lord, I don't know. I picked up a guitar when I was pretty young, probably 9, 10 years old, and I stopped for a while, and I picked it up when I was 16, and I just never stopped. So I played sports up until I was 16, and then I started playing music, and I quit basketball and football and track and everything and started playing music. So,
right. That's amazing. So you are on the road right now, is that right? Are you going to some gigs, heading on to some gigs?
I'm actually back home finally right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm at the house. But yes, I've got a show that starts at 7 tonight. I've got one from it'll be from 7 to I think 10. I've got a show tomorrow night. I have a radio interview Sunday morning. Wow. I stay pretty busy on top of working a full-time job Monday through Friday. I work from 7 in the morning to 4:30 in the evenings, but we have every other Friday off, which kind of helps me chase this crazy dream I got going on. So,
wow. You know what? I would say the majority of entertainers and musicians do have to work at least a part-time job, if not a full-time job, because people don't realize. I know you're young, but many of them have families and they have children to support. You know,
and I don't know how anybody would do that. I mean, you know, it's just everything's too expensive. You know, everything, and all this stuff. You would be surprised. It's crazy how much it costs to record a song and then get all the, you know, just to get pictures made and artwork done for the albums and get it copywritten and to put it out there and actually pay for the CDs. And it's just, by the time you've got all that money in that, you know, the first 500-600 CDs that you sell are trying to make your money back, you know. It's just, it's ridiculous.
I also encourage people all the time to go see the performers live when they can, because I mean, yeah, buy their CD because you love the song and you want to hear it when you want to hear it, but there's nothing better than to see that person right there in front of you.
I agree, and I feel like so many people today too are there's a lot of auto-tune and stuff going on, and there's not as much real talent out there as there used to be. So
that's one thing that Carrie, and I think you'll agree with me, that we do on this show is we try our best, unless it's like electronica music, to have guests on that are pure. It's pure vocals, pure instrumentals, you know, because to us that's real music.
Well, and me too. I mean, that's just it's been that way forever, so why try to change it now? You know?
Well, there's nothing better than that, you know. So I love it.
So you've been out on the road for a little while, Cole. Is there a gig or an event that has stood out for you that kind of sticks in your mind?
Man, I actually, when I sit back and look at it, I've been lucky. There's been a lot of things I've been lucky to do. When I was 18, I got to open up for Confederate Railroad at Lake Winnie. That was pretty fun. And not even, I'm going to say about 6-7 months ago, I opened up for Ronnie McDowell at the Colonnade Theater in Ringgold, and that was pretty cool. And I played some pretty cool gigs that I headlined, like the Strawberry Festival one year in Dayton. That was an awesome gig. I've been very lucky to do some of the things I have done. So
you enjoyed them. Yeah, festivals are fun, I think.
Yeah,
always.
The people are right there. You know?
So you're out on stage, Cole. And you might have a little bit of a hostile audience. We're just making, creating a situation. How would you handle that?
Okay, let's define hostile. I've had I've had some things happen before. I played at this one hole in the wall bar. I'm not going to mention it since we're on the air. But at the end of the night, and it wasn't actually like towards us or the band or whatever, but a guy got really intoxicated and he got kicked out, and I guess he didn't like it, so he shot at the place.
Oh my gosh!
and he busted a pipe in a girl's bathroom. I'm like, I don't know, I was like 19 at the time. I was so scared. I was we had to go outside to load our stuff, and I was like inside, like hiding, you know. But
Is he
man,
gone yet? Yeah.
I don't know. And to answer your question, I mean, are you kind of talking about maybe an audience that's, you know, not so into the music that night, or
Right,
So receptive.
or
Yeah.
you know, being kind of,
Yeah.
you know, not me.
Everybody's been there. Everybody's been there. It's funny. Just the other day, at one of my, I was playing a little local barbecue joint, and there was a couple people out there. It really was a pretty good night. It was an outside show when it was like 99, and there was probably 40 or 50 people there. You know, so I was pretty proud of that. Not bad. And an older gentleman come up to me and said, you know, I used to come watch Bob Seger play local when he was your age, and there were less people coming to watch him than there were to watch you at your age. And I said, well, that's pretty cool, because Bob Seger's like a legend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you got to think that at one point in time, people would just be like, oh yeah, that guy's pretty good, and just walk on, but they never knew that he was ever going to be what he was. So it's just the way that it goes.
Yeah, and
Right.
the more places you play, the more people you meet, the more connections you can make, which is always a good thing.
Right. So
Go ahead.
You know, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If I have a night off on the weekend, it's very rare, and more times than not, I play through the week too. I mean, I go to work tired a lot, but I do I love what I do. So,
What do you do?
you know.
You'd have to. I mean, to have energy for both work and music, that's an amazing thing. That's amazing.
Right. Is your work
So-
kind of flexible a little bit, or do you have like set hours?
Well, I mean, I'm lucky to you know, have the vacation days and stuff, and I do have benefits and everything like that. I'm digging pretty deep in those vacation days here lately, trying to get this other song done and all, but we earn them pretty fast, you know, and they understand what I'm, you know, going to go do. They don't really ask any questions, and
so they're supportive of you.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, my family's very, very supportive of me. Of course, I'm 23. I actually still live at home with my mom, and her and dad are recently separated, so I don't really think she wants me to go anywhere anyway right now.
No.
But she, you know, always on my way out the door to a show or whatever, and she's at 90%. Since I've been 16, I could probably count on my hands how many shows that she has missed, you know. But she's always, you know, hey, did you grab your mic stand? Did you make sure that you got enough extra strings if you break one? And she's been very, very, you know, helpful and supportive. My whole family has. So
A little bit of an equipment manager there, huh?
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And not just equipment manager, but making sure that I'm on time sometimes, reminding me of this, that, and the other, and so yeah, she's been very supportive.
That's great.
Wow.
Well, you know, Carrie, why don't we take a quick break?
Sure.
And we're going to play some of Cole's music. You heard one song beginning this show. We'll get ready for another one because you're going to really love it. And we'll be right back to chat with Cole.
Two red lights and a water tower. If you blink, you just might miss her. The old depot burned down, but the railroad tracks still run through the heart of town. Where I was born, where I was My roots are buried deep here in this town. And one of these days it's where they'll lay me down. It's where I drank my first beer and broke my first heart, but not before I took it too far in the backseat of my car. It's where I learned how to love, I learned how to fight. And in the back row of that church, I learned wrong from right. The only peace I've ever known, my home. Every back row in this town, there's a memory I burned them up and down. My best friend lives across the tracks. My favorite dog is buried out back. My roots are buried deep here in this town, and I ain't leaving till they lay me down. It's where I drank my first beer and broke my first heart, but not before I took it too far in the backseat of my car. It's where I learned how to love, learned how to fight. And in the back row of that church, I learned wrong from right. The only peace I've ever known, my home. No matter where in this world that I may roam, this will always be my home. It's where I wrote this song. I learned to play guitar, trying to be a big star at the local honky-tonk bar. It's where I learned how to love, learned how to fight. And in the back row of that church, I learned wrong from right. The only peace I've ever known, my home. Two red lights and a water tower. If you blink, you just might miss her.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this great music from Cole Sitzlar. Cole, being on the road has been kind of a long road for you. Do you ever get really discouraged and want to give up, or you just keep going?
I actually have before, but I tell you, it's funny because whenever you get frustrated with music and you get down and you feel like that you probably don't want to do it anymore, it seems like it's always the only thing that can actually bring you back out of that spot. I've been there, and I'm sure that everybody has. That's that anybody who's ever tried to do this for a living, it's not as easy as people think. I think everybody finds that out.
I've heard people say that just when you're ready to quit, that's the time when something's going to happen. So don't ever quit.
So, do you come from a fairly strong Christian background? Was your life around church, pretty much?
Yes. I grew up in church. Honestly, don't go as much as I should anymore. I'm very busy. That's not a great excuse. But yeah, I grew up in church. My mom made sure I was always in church. My grandfather is still, making sure that I'm coming every now and then. And but yeah, my family are huge Christians, so that's actually where I started. I started singing there, and kind of when I got the guitar, I started playing everywhere else.
Yeah, I always thought that choir or any type of choir, whether it's at church or at school or whatever, is so good for anyone. Because it puts you in front of people and it helps you get over that fear of people looking at you. And I just encourage those kind of things. I know they don't have as many of them at schools anymore like they used to, unfortunately. But like you said, church is a great outlet for that.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yes. Good training, vocal training.
Yeah, absolutely. And my, at first, my grandfather wasn't really too supportive at first of me playing kind of the bars and stuff when I was, I was 17 and wasn't really even old enough to get into some of these places, but he come along after a little while, and he's probably one of my biggest fans now. So
yeah, he just was worried.
yeah, naturally, right.
So Cole, you have a fairly new video out. Let's talk a little bit about the new song and how you wrote it, because it's just a great song.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I thought we was gonna, okay. Yeah, I was born and raised in a very small town, Inglewood, Tennessee. I'm very proud of it. Wouldn't have it any other way. I honestly think it's one of the main things that's made me who I am today and my beliefs and all of that. So I wrote a song probably about, well, the song's been out probably for about 4 or 5 months now, so I guess it's been about 2.5 years ago. And I never really, thought anything of it and played it at shows and stuff, and then it come time for me to pick a song to record. I was getting ready to do a single, and I thought, well, why not do that song, because it might get a lot of people on board around home. And it did. It really did. There's a whole lot of people that for the longest time after I first released it, I'd get so many messages. People even that live in Florida now or whatever be like, "Oh, I grew up there." And, it's awesome. So, and actually, earlier today we were on the phone. When we was trying to get this to work, for all those who are watching, this is like take 27 or something like that. But yeah, I was on my way back from Nashville where I just recorded my second single, and I'm pretty excited about that. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm wanting to slowly build an album from here. So. Oh,
good. Can you say what your second song is, or are you going to prefer to wait?
The name of the song is "Those Days," and it's kind of about missing. Being with that certain somebody in high school that probably everybody had that first love and they kind of miss it, and it's kind of about that. That's kind of, I don't want to give too much away. There's not really anybody who's heard it but me. So and I wasn't like that with the other one. I took people's opinions and stuff, but I'm wanting to kind of surprise people with this one. So.
Sounds great. Do you have an idea when it will be out? Can you say that?
I should have it in my hands probably next week, and then that means I'm going to have to be going through all that stuff, the behind the scenes stuff that nobody sees. In other words, I got to get it copywritten before I'll get to sell it. I'll have to get it. I just mentioned the copyright. See, I'm this whole English language thing's new to me. The artwork, I'll have to get the artwork done, and it may be out on iTunes in a month or two. And I might have CDs a little bit faster than that. Maybe it's a possibility. So somewhere in that time frame.
Oh, great. Well, be sure, Cole, to send Monica a copy of your song, your latest song.
Oh, I will, definitely.
Right, because she will feature them on our weekly show. And just to mention that we are here Monday through Saturday, or
No.
Monday through Friday, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we are back on Sundays, and
Correct.
it's 7 p.m. Eastern, just a little plug for when you can watch us.
Okay.
So, Cole, you are on stage, let's say a year from now. What would you have liked to have accomplished in a year?
Oh, man, I think about stuff like that on a daily basis. And you never really know. I mean, obviously, I love my job. I love what I do. But I do hope maybe in the near future to make this my full time. I would love nothing more to be able to put more time towards doing this. And maybe not be as tired while I'm doing it all the time. You know, that would be awesome. I know that's probably a long shot, but
You never
within
know.
a year's time, I would probably like to have at least including the song I've got, maybe 3 or 4 more done within a year at least. And that's just kind of goals that you know, things I think about every day and how I'm going to make them happen, and it's just,
Well, your fans.
you know, good Lord willing, it'll happen.
Yes, Lord willing,
your
absolutely.
fans could help in that area though, because people, clubs and such, and arenas, they book artists because the public demands they book the artist.
Yeah.
And if people would be a little bit more vocal about who they would really like to see, then a lot of these artists could get booked in facilities that maybe they couldn't before. So fans, if you love the music and you want to keep hearing it, gosh, support your artists. You know?
Support Cole, guys.
Yes, please. And yeah, no doubt. And everybody that's watching, be sure to like the social media page. Well, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. I do it all. If you type in Cole Sitzlar, you'll find it. That's my name on Instagram and Twitter. And my music page on Facebook is actually Cole Sitzlar Country. So it's just my name with country at the end. And my last name is spelled Sitzlar. I know it's a little tricky. I have to tell everybody most of the time. But follow me there. That's where you'll figure out when stuff's coming out, where I'm playing at. We're hopefully soon I'm going to have an online store, which I also not just have CDs, but about a month or maybe 2 ago, I started selling shirts. So I've got shirts, and I'm working on some other things like hats and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to start doing that stuff more. And yeah, just follow the stuff, and you'll know what's going on. So
that sounds
great.
great.
It's all about.
That's right.
Great.
I wouldn't even do Facebook or none of that if it wasn't for music, to be honest with you, because it's just not my gig. But you know, that's.
So
It's where it gets, where the word gets out, though. Places like that you were speaking of. Yeah.
That's right. So do you have time for romance in your life? I mean, as busy as you are, any girlfriends?
I mean, I try to. I try to.
Try your best. It's hard.
Well, I'm sure whoever she is, that she's very supportive of what you do. She would have to be, because you know.
Well,
like I
said, I'm very blessed for everybody that's in my life to have been pretty supportive of what I do. So I can't complain there. Just lucky, very lucky.
Yeah, well, you've got such a positive attitude, and it's the right attitude to have. And I've seen some bands and performers, when they just start to get a little well-known and a lot of fans are behind them, that the humility that they once had goes away, and it all becomes in their head. But I've seen them lose opportunities because of that. So my best advice to anyone is to always remain humble, you know, because without the fans and without the people around you, you can't be where you are.
Yeah.
You
Amen.
know,
So
but I think
my
you would.
mama would whoop me if I didn't anyway. So I got to.
Good. She doing good there, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, good mama. Good mama.
Yeah.
Well,
So I know that you're fairly young, but what advice would you give other musicians that are trying to get out there? What kind of advice would you give them?
Play every gig, even the ones that you think aren't going to be any good. You know, play them all, and always, you know, even the nights that people aren't listening, just don't just be up there and go through the motions. Just just give it your all every time. And well, I think we've all been guilty of getting up there and getting discouraged and kind of just getting through nights. I have before, but I really try not to do that. And just stay humble.
Amen. Good advice, Cole.
That's about all the advice that I do got.
Well, that's pretty good advice there.
That's very good advice. Great.
Okay, well, Cole, thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you
us
so much.
today. And like Carrie said, when you get that music out, send it to us, and we'll be sure to get it on the air.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I sure will. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And we would like to have you come back, Cole, maybe a year or two, see where you're at,
Yeah.
and can we interview you again? We'd love to talk to you again.
Yeah, just be in touch. We'll do her again.
Okay, sounds great, Cole. Bye-bye.
Bye
you
now.
so much. Bye.
All right. Nice young man.
Yeah,
He's
Carrie,
pretty wise for 20. What did he say he was, Monica? 23
23.
years old?
23, yeah.
Oh, very amazing.
So I know that people love us and everything, but I think it's time that we end this show with some music, don't you?
Yes, we do. We should.
And guys, we'll be back here Monday through Friday and on Sundays at 7 p.m. So come back and see us again sometime. Bye-bye.
These boots have counted off many a band, playing one-night roadhouse stands for tips in empty rooms. These boots have stood toe-to-toe with the biggest, baddest Joes, like they've had some things to prove. These boots, yeah, these boots, more than once saved my ass, like the time they hit that grass from those cops in Etowah. Yeah, these boots have danced with the devil and nearly lost that battle to a wild Irish rose. I wore out more souls than I care to count, done more stupid things than most would dare to. Hit myself more times than not for the roads they led me down, but the damnedest thing I've ever seen them do is walking out on you. Had to see California in an Arizona morning where God paints his sky. Yeah, these boots had to spur that beast in Cheyenne. Thought that bull make me a real man. I still drag that left leg sometimes. I wore out more souls than I care to count, the more stupid things that most would dare to. Hit myself more times than not for the roads they led me down, but the damnedest thing I've ever seen them do is, honey, walking out on you. One step from the door they walked out of years before. I could almost see her now in these old boots. Ought to kick that door aside, stomp out my foolish pride. They'll just turn around. Damn these boots. Damn these boots. Damn these old boots. Whoa.